Welcome to the Boat Galley Podcast. I'm Carolyn Shearlock, here with tips, reviews, and how-tos for your cruising adventure. This episode of the Boat Galley Podcast is sponsored by GoSunStove.com, inventors of the world's fastest, most compact solar cookers for all your ship-to-shore culinary adventures. GoSun, using the power of the sun to fuel your galley life. Use coupon code GALLEY2018 to save 10% on any order through December of 2018. Slow down, slow down. No amp ogres. Dave and I both believe that living aboard a boat shouldn't be a case of, don't do that, it uses electricity. Neither one of us wants to be the amp ogre, always saying what we can or can't do. And neither one of us wants to be limited either. This is where we live, after all. Our philosophy with K-Tall, and now with Barefoot Gal, is to set the boat up so that while we may not live lavishly, we aren't grumbling about not having power for something that's important to either one of us. So how do we do it? It's basically 4 steps. First, we decide what our priorities are. What do we care about having enough power for, and what are we willing to live without? No amp ogre doesn't mean we can have everything. It just means that we jointly decide what's important to us, and then set things up so we can have those things. We want enough light to see by. No headlamps for walking around inside the boat, cooking, or reading. We want light in the cockpit, low light for just sitting out, a little bit brighter for dinner, and brighter still for projects that extend into the evening. We want to use our laptop and tablet whenever we want, not just for a limited time per day. If we need to print something, we want to be able to. We want to be able to play music and run fans, recharge cordless tools, refrigeration, water maker. I think the fact that we decide jointly what we want is what makes us feel there's no amp ogre. We respect what we each want and try to ensure that we can both have what's important to us. For example, Dave doesn't use a computer nearly as much as I do, but he's willing to create a system that meets my needs. And while I may occasionally enjoy popcorn, I wouldn't necessarily plan to have a popper on board. But it's one of Dave's favorite snacks. We both agree that we don't have to watch movies on the boat or have an electric coffee maker, and we don't include them in our power budget. Second, we reduce the power required as much as is feasible for the things we do want. There are 3 main things we've done. We look for activity drove me nuts when I was trying to write articles or Google information for a project. It was not worth the amp savings, and I returned to the laptop. We use solar lights for much of our outdoor lighting. Many of the solar yard lights aren't really bright enough for our purposes, and we've learned to opt for the higher quality lights that are now being made. A solar candle rail light from Sea Dog Boating Solutions lights the steps where we land the dinghy. It also gives just the right amount of light for sitting in the cockpit. And we use Lucy lights for a dinghy light and also the bright cockpit light. Finally, we turn lights and other things off when not in use. We believe in using what we want, but also don't want to waste power. Most of our electronics stop drawing power when fully charged, but not all do. I unplug our MP3 player and the little device that makes it play on the radio when not in use. Both of them are older and draw power whenever plugged in. Inverters are also turned off when not in use. Barefoot Gal also has a well-insulated 12-volt refrigerator. It's on the small side, and we do what we can to help it run efficiently. The third piece of the puzzle is that we have ample charging, and from multiple sources. We monitor our power generation and consumption, so we know our exact battery status at any time. We have a large solar panel with an efficient charge regulator, a Honda generator, and a 75-amp shore charger. And, of course, the alternator on the engine. And the final piece, we take care of our batteries. We use lead-acid golf cart batteries, and our battery monitor ensures that we never discharge them too deeply. They're in a fairly inaccessible location, though, for checking and adding water. So we took a day and added a battery watering system. It now only takes about 2 minutes to do every 2 weeks, and the fluid level never drops to damaging levels. Well-maintained batteries hold their charge better, enabling us to get more power out of them. The combination of using as many low-draw options as reasonable, having plenty of charging capability, means that we can power the things we want to pretty much as we want. No, we can't have every electrical luxury, but that's our choice. And there's no amp ogres aboard our boat. Until next time, then. Thanks for listening. If you like the show, please be sure to subscribe in your podcast app. Just search for the Boat Galley Podcast. And reviews are always appreciated. Until next time, then.
Slow down, slow